And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. We got a great show lined up. There's a real stock you guys own, SealsQ, and it has a parent company, WiseSat. WiseKey is another company, conglomerate of them. It's WKEY, but the SealsQ is in the news here. Crypto Angel says, oh no, I'm going to be broke if they haven't Louis Vuitton crypto. Don't do it to me, Hulk. It's better not to know. I know. Sometimes I'll go to the mall. And this mall is not near me, but I'll go to this mall over near Sacramento. Of course, they have Louis Vuitton. They got the Coach store, Yves Saint Laurent, Gucci. I'm like, oh God. And then the other purse companies there, I'm just like, we got to avoid this section of the mall, you know? Can we just go in and look? Oh, God, that's going to end up. But Hulk, you talked about MRHB a while ago. Yeah, Marhaba. Let's see how much my Marhaba is worth. Take a quick little peek here to Crypto Hulk. I got that Mave, IXS, Kite, Insight X, Real World Assets, Ergo, Proton, Sora Validator, which is the Val, Marhaba. I don't have a lot of those. Yeah, I don't have much. Like $17 worth, 31 of them. Yeah, or what is that, 3,000? I got 3,000 of them. So whenever everything takes off, that is, I believe, a Muslim coin. I'm not sure. Somebody told me Sora. I got like 8 gazillion bazillion Soras. And let's see here. Layer AI. Silo. Some of the small little tiny ones. I still got some of the ones that we talked about, these small little dinky ass ones. I don't have too much of those. But yes. Let us start the show. My name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto advisor. I don't know anything about crypto or finances, to tell you the truth. I don't even know why I do the show. I'm actually given information and I just read it off at random. One thing that I do know is hardcore drug use is the way to go. Wait, I know what shopping is like. I got a wife and 2 daughters. They go shop. Dad goes to the pool bar. I was in a Macy's. Check it out. I was in a Macy's about a month ago. I didn't know they had a clearance section in the back of this particular store. In Reno, in the back of the Macy's, there's like a discount. Kind of like everything is cheap. If it's like $50 or under, it's in this back of the Macy's. So I'm standing in there. I don't know. Mrs. Crypto Hulk is looking for something around in there. Not that we have to go to the $50 or less section, but we just sometimes you want to look, right? So I'm there. Oh God, all this fucking shit. And some guy comes up and says, hey, you know, there's a bar back there. You don't have to stand here and be bored. And I'm like, what? And he's like, oh yeah, it's $5 for most drinks, and they got all the sports games up on the TV. I'm like, no fucking way. And he's like, yeah, you want to go back? And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. So I'm like, hey, I'm going back to the bar in here. And he's like, no, stop. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm just joking. I'm like, oh my God, are you fucking serious? And then this guy's wife walks over. She like, did he pull that one on you too? I'm like, yeah. He's standing at a bar and shit in the back with TVs so husbands don't have to wait or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, this dude. I'm like, okay, that was good. You got me. He didn't say it exactly like that, but there was like Macy's started a new service for men and whatever. He made it sound legit, you know? So anyhow, I got fooled. I don't know anything about crypto. What I do know is about drug use. Oh my God. Heroin, cocaine, opium, LSD, methamphetamines. I do them all at the same time. Smoke them, snort them. Cocaine in the water. Oh, yes. That's what I do know. Okay. Let us go to the first article here, SealsQ. Now, SealsQ is on the stock market. It's LAES. Some of the people on this program wanted to buy something other than crypto. You know, some people on this program got a lot of crypto and they're like, Cryptoholic, I want to invest in a company that uses these cryptos. So SealsQ is a Hedera partner. So here's your example. This is for brand new people. And SealsQ is just doing massive things with satellites, quantum computing, opening up factories, on and on. I'm not going to get into it right now. Today's focus is on an article that I found with SealsQ. Here it is. SealsQ signs an MOU. That's a memorandum of understanding with the government of Gujarat. Now, it's in India. I want you to understand this here. Like, this is so cool. You've got a real company that's utilizing HBAR crypto. You can buy it at Caleb Brown. I think they're like 12 cents a piece or less. HBAR has a governing council of like 40 global companies involved in this crypto. This is massive. What SealsQ did is they need to make these microchips. So they're going to have this Indian company make 300 million per year. Because guess what? These quantum microchips need to go in our phones. I got 2 phones right here, 2 computers. I got my little Apple computer right here. This is my Apple computer, this tiny little cube thing. I've got 2 Bluetooth speakers there. The router and the cable modem. I mean, that's just like one room. There's probably more shit in here I don't even know. See what I'm talking about? All this shit's going to have these quantum resistant microchips in them. SealsQ has the technology for it. All right. SealsQ, it's on the NASDAQ under capital LAES. They signed a non-binding MOU with the government of Gujarat and Kaynes, K-A-Y-N-E-S, Semicon. That's a company. On January 21. Oh, I know it's old news. Yesterday this happened. I'm sorry. I couldn't get it to you faster. They signed this thing yesterday to pursue India's first secure semiconductor design, test, personalization center focused on post-quantum cryptography. The planned outsourced semiconductor test and personalization facility at the Kaynes Semicon's campus aims for up to 300 million units per year. It's a joint venture formation, tentatively called SealsQ Limited. This is very cool, and capabilities including secure personalization, cryptographic key injection, PKI provisioning, and common criteria. Complaint testing supported by government incentives. Government is involved in this. Are you hearing me? And private investment. Very, very cool. SealsQ is a NASDAQ company. a company that focuses on developing and selling semiconductors, post-quantum hardware. It's a SealsQ is a subsidiary of WiseKey International. It's WiseKey is on the NASDAQ in case you want to buy that, WKEY. Look, some people want to diversify. I got some people that just want crypto. I also got some people that just want companies. I got one guy who's a $500 member club. He'll join in every other month. He'll start. He just likes companies and maybe very, very little crypto. That's it. He's not like, generally he's like this. He'll buy SealsQ and WiseKey, and then he'll get the Hedera because they're partners. But he won't buy all these other cryptos I talk about, only unless they're linked to a company, like a real world use case. He wants to, when this guy lays down some money, 10 grand, every time I talk about something, he'll put in like 10 grand at a minimum. And that's generally every time I talk about it. He wants to know if he's going to buy a crypto and a company, they're working together. He wants to see them do shit before he drops money in, okay? So this is one of the things where he's fully vested into this project here because you got HBAR, SealsQ, and WiseKey. I'm not saying numbers of what he owns. I forgot and I don't want to remember, but they're a lot, probably 50 grand a piece minimum. But let's look here. So what is happening here is these companies are making quantum computer resistant chips, and they're going to put them in every device from anything you can imagine that has a radio wave where you control it with buttons or Bluetooth or something like that. It's all going to have everybody. Imagine there's 8 billion people in the world. Imagine 6 billion people, and they all have, 10, 20 devices? That's like 120 billion devices. Like you're going to need 120 billion microchips. So these guys, and then your video game systems, the control, the whole fucking shit, everything, okay? Your car, the remote control in your car, everything. Imagine. That's what these people are working out right here. SealsQ, what is the cost of the stock? I know you guys you always post the price except for today. How much is SealsQ? Like $3.80 or something? There's a finger in every pie, Hulk. $5.43. What? $5.19. That shit's gone up. It used to be like $3.40 or something, or damn. Well, probably because of this news. Look, I'm telling you guys, it's over $5, Hulk. Whoa. Well, it's going to keep going up over time. Look, one of these days, there's going to be a demand for this SealsQ and the WiseKey and the hyperscale data and all the shit we go over on this channel. You guys are early. We're talking about this, or people are like, what is SealsQ? I never even heard of that. That's how you know you're early. When no one's heard of the crypto that you bought, no one knows what the fuck you just bought, the stocks. Nobody's heard of WiseKey. No one's heard of SealsQ, hyperscale data. Very, very, very few people know of that. That's how you know you're early. That's exactly where the fuck you want to be. Buying this shit where no one even knows what do you buy. Oh, why? Quantum computer, what are you talking about? You are that early where they're making this shit right now. They're going to open up this plant and make 300 million of these microchips per year. That's what I'm showing you now. The time to get in early on shit. This is what we do on Crypto Hulk Show. This is a real stock, real fucking deal, not imaginary. HBAR Crypto is involved in this. You're seeing a real world use case with HBAR being put into the SealsQ company to have quantum resistant chips. This is a cryptocurrency with real world use case joining a real company called SealsQ. And this is what they're doing. And you're early. and you guys got in. I don't know how early we got in, like when this was like $1.50 or something, and now it's $5. I want you to imagine something. On the Crypto Hulk show, we go over cryptos, we go over stocks, whatever it is. You get in on a crypto, or you get in on a stock. Now, let's say we got in on it when it was like, how much was SealsQ when we first bought it? Does anybody remember? I got in on SealsQ at $2.19. Okay. I think it was like $1.87, $1.80, and now it's $5. You're looking at a 150% increase. Try to find a stock, any of these stock market plans or brokerage firms, where you gain 150% in 1 year, because that's what happens on Crypto Hulk show. We're just stating facts. We all bought into this. Somebody right here, Micah Ward, got in about $1.79. Now this shit's $5.20. That's like maybe 200% increase. 200% in a year. Now, if you were a whale and you put in 100 grand into this, you'd have like, I don't know, $250,000, right? $250,000 just by watching. That's just on one thing that I told you, not that I told you to buy it, but that's just one thing that I showed you. Imagine all these other things. I got one guy in the $500 club, super rich cat out of the East Coast. He told me this. He's like, your show is better than, I got these financial advisors like a JP Morgan, all this. He's like, dude, your information is way better than theirs. Like, I've made more money from you, never lost anything at all. And yeah. That's how we roll at Crypto Hulk show. Okay. Let's continue. So here they are. If you're looking at the article, there's the SealsQ mixed up with this company over in India, and they're lifting up and holding their plaques that they made a business agreement, and they're going to start pumping out 300 million of these microchips per year. So there's that article. Next is WiseKey. So we just went over SealsQ. Now we're going to talk about another company in the WiseKey, WiseSat family. This is WKEY. If you're interested in this particular news article here, it's WKEY. Let's look at what happened. Oh, now looky here. WiseKey is at Davos, Switzerland, where all the top people, the richest, most powerful people, organizations in the world, and you have WiseKey there. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why you watch Crypto Hulk show. We got in on SealsQ like a year ago or 10 months, whatever it was, long time ago, so early. And I told you about SealsQ, WiseKey, WiseSat. And guess who just happens to be at Davos, Switzerland? I mean, do you know how cool this is? You guys are so ahead from the information. I take pride in this channel, by the way. Serious, pride runs deep. We're talking about companies that are literally speaking at Davos, and you're invested in it. You've been invested in it like 10 months. Like long old time ago, when it was $1.79, here it is, $5.20. Pretty soon it'll be 10, 20, 50, $100,000. You'd be like, damn, man, I learned this shit on Crypto Hulk channel. Some of you guys that are whales, and you got 200,000 WiseKey shares. Man, imagine when that shit goes to 1,000, 200,000 times. Man, well, maybe one guy, 200 be $1 million. Yeah, some of you guys got $500,000 in WiseKey. Imagine when it goes to $1,000 a piece. Oh shit, you got 500,000 shares of them, or $250,000 shares. I got these $500 people. This one dude's got like 700,000 XRP. I'm just trying to remember the exact numbers. Something like 700,000 XRP. I'm like, what? Like at least 500,000 to 700,000 XRP. 700,000 maybe was XDC. Stellar, I forgot he had like 400,000 of those. I'm like, dude. And those are just those. He's got like 15, 20 cryptos. Like HBAR, dude's got like 500,000 HBAR or something like that. He's got a lot. And when that day comes, that dude's going to be fucking super rich. All right. WiseKey and partners are present at the Human AI-T Manifesto at Davos WiseKey event. WiseKey and partners present the Human AI Manifesto at Davos, ensuring human control, trust, and values in the age of AGI in quantum computing. Davos, Switzerland. This is dated January 19th. Up 3 days old. Sorry, that's old news. WiseKey, here we go. A leading global cyber security blockchain and IoT company today announces that in collaborations with its partner gathered at WiseKey Davos event will formally present the Human AI-T, the Artificial Intelligence Trust is what that means. It's a manifesto. It's a global framework designed to safeguard human sovereignty. What WiseKey is going to do, now this sounds funny, but I'm telling you, all that Terminator shit from the early 80s, yeah, Skynet and all that shit, where the computers rise of the machines and all that fucking shit, that shit's real. Now, what WiseKey is trying to do is propose at Davos, where, yes, we're involved in AI and quantum computing. Let's protect human dignity and life. All the people that make this AI shit, don't make it for the bad. Don't make it try to take over humans and shit. You literally have to tell people that, because there's some really fucking sickos out there that'll turn computers against the humans and try to kill them all. We already got people out there telling boys to cut off their wiener and call themselves Sarah. Like a guy, like I just saw this kid named Frankie. He was 15. I saw him the next day. Now his name's Sarah, and he's got a fucking coochie. All right. I mean, that's the kind of world we live in right now. So what we got going on is at this Davos event, we've got SealsQ, we got the WiseKey company giving the world a manifesto. A global framework designed, I mean, this is sad we have to do this, to safeguard human sovereignty. I'm like, wow. Trust and ethical governance in the next era of intelligent systems. These programmers, these people are fucking nutso. And I'm not going to say what general political party they're in. We all kind of know, the fucking peace and freedom hippie party, the Communist Party. We literally have to safeguard humans, trust, and ethical. We got to teach people ethics when they make AI. Hey, when you're making this AI, make it to where the robot won't try to kill humans. Can you do that? I mean, this is where we're at in the world. It's, oh God, I'm sure glad I'm 55. I'm sure glad I won't be seeing the world another 40 years from now. Take me up. The WiseKey Davos 2026 event will be held on January 21st against the backdrop of accelerating advances in artificial general intelligence and quantum computing. The Human AI framework exists to ensure that technological intelligence evolves within a moral, legal, and cultural envelope defined by humanity itself. This manifesto asserts that human dignity, agency, and responsibility are non-negotiable invariants regardless of technological process. As AI, listen to this, it's kind of scary. As AI systems approach levels of autonomy, meaning as AI begins to think for itself and doing, this is scary. It really is. As AI systems reach autonomy and reasoning. Oh my God, reasoning and autonomy. That means they're automatic and then they can reason. Unprecedented in human history. And quantum technologies redefine computational power. The need for clear, human-centric governance has become urgent and unavoidable. Oh my God. You know what's going to happen? There's going to be a country, I'm just letting you know because I'm sure they're already doing this. There's going to be a country, and it could even be in the United States as well. Everything's open, everybody. There could be a country already that's doing all this to the ethics and like, fuck it. We're going to create a wrecking machine, a battle-ready robotic soldier who's going to take out the enemy and knows all kinds of taekwondo, can speak 120 languages, all kinds of shit. It's got the bionic eye. Like all kind of, can see through walls and shit. Yeah. You know they're going to make this shit like this. So what we got here, at least, is the WiseKey company is putting this forward and wants the world to adopt this manifesto. They want to make sure. WiseKey, look, it's coming. WiseKey wants to make sure, listen to this, humans remain in control of AI systems. Fuck, man. With meaningful oversight and decision authority. AI supports human decision-making rather than replace it. Particularly in high-impact domains affecting life, rights, and security. This manifesto says human values are deliberately injected into AI algorithms rather than assumed to emerge from data alone. They're trying to make the AI human and have concern for other human life rather than trying to kill us all, which there's going to be a country out there that's going to make their own AI and not give a fuck about nothing. I think we already know. The key message that WiseKey gave to Davos: intelligence without ethics is not progress. Power without accountability is not innovation. Humanity must remain the measure of technology. So there we go. That was the basics. I just summed up what they talked about at Davos. And that's pretty scary right there. Let me check some comments. And we'll go to Louis Vuitton, the famous fashion designing company. Terminator isn't science fiction. I called up today the Crypto Hulk lawyer. I used to have a CPA do my taxes. The guy was pretty cheap, but here's the thing. Oh, right on. Jeffrey, thank you very much for that tax-free donation. That is amazing. Thank you. Now, I have Anderson's going to do my taxes this year. I'm going to have lawyers do my taxes. That shit ain't going to be cheap. It's going to be actually kind of expensive. But here's my deal. I'm trying to get maximum 100% write-off shit. And when you do that, that triggers audits. And that's why I got this Anderson kind of, I guess now I'm the spokesperson. I got this, and it's not cheap. I'm going to tell you, it costs money. Okay. But what I got is them not just doing my taxes. I'm writing off 100%. I'm not going to pay a fucking dime in tax. So what that's more than likely going to do is possibly trigger some kind of audit. So that's why I have the law firm doing my taxes, not some CPA. I'm talking people with law degrees and shit doing my taxes. And then I have a whole year of anything comes up. They're going to take care of any kind of audit stuff. It's very expensive. The other guy, he did it for $500. This one is nowhere near that at all. And again, if you have a lot of money that you need to pay in tax, then I take that, whatever I got to pay them, and write that off for this year. So kind of in a way, it doesn't cost me really anything because I get to write that tax off. And that's probably why they charge so much. But then again, you want the job done right. When an IRS agent's looking at like, oh shit, Anderson Advisors did the taxes. Oh fuck, this is going to be a fucking battle. They'll be like, and they'll look at how thorough Anderson is. So they're like, okay, fuck it, never mind, let this guy go. That's why you're paying the big money. So if some of you guys are out there, I first called. I got Tony's cell phone, so I sent him a message and said, hey, do you know any CPAs and shit? And he's like, in Reno or Las Vegas? I'm like, well, I don't know, whatever. I'll fly down there. It's cool. It's not even that expensive for me to go there. Plus, I mean, hotels like what, $100 a night, 130 a night at the Venetian or something. So fuck it, I'll do that. And plane fare, like seriously, is like 65 round trip or something. I'm like, dude. So I can probably go to Vegas, spend a night for like $190 or something. So, and then I can write that shit off too. So after talking to him, he's like, we have a plan where we can have the lawyers do your taxes. I'm like, well, yeah, man. So now some of you might not need that, but I'm trying to like deduct some fucking G's, like a lot of G's. And I'm trying to walk away with no tax at all. Like I'm not paying shit this year for tax. For the tax year 2025, I'm going to need the lawyers to do this one because this one's going to end up sending off a little Roman candle at the IRS office. So I need to make sure it's done right. So if any of you are in my shoes, you're like mid-50s, you got a business you're running, and you got some deep deductions that need to get done, contact Anderson Advisors with the Crypto Hulk referral. And because some of you guys that are already members, that's cool. But yeah, let them know Crypto Hulk told you want to get the taxes done. And heck, maybe I'll start a Crypto Hulk tax. They got a Crypto Hulk LLC plan. Now we'll have a Crypto Hulk tax plan. But that's just for people that are running. If you're running your own business and you got some deep deductions you want to make, you know, like a lot of fucking money to write off, then do it right. Have a lawyer at the Crypto Hulk law firm, not the $500 CPA guy. You know, I don't care how good they are. I want a law firm doing my fucking taxes. So when the IRS comes, I could be like, kick rocks, go talk to Anderson. They're the ones who does my tax. All right. All righty. Let's go with Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. I like going into Louis Vuitton, looking around every now and then. I never used to. Crypto Hulk, Mrs. Crypto Hulk seems to have an affinity for these little stores that I'm like, there's landmines. God. So, and I got a couple stuff from some of these stores like Gucci and stuff. I'm 55 years old and I've worked my whole life. I was able to get a partial retirement and at age, 42? Something like that. I was rather quite young and then only had to work a little bit of part-time to make ends meet. So I kind of retired at 42-ish. So I've made some very, very smart investment decisions growing up through my career, and that paid out pretty good. Biden came in and destroyed about 30% of my retirement with his killing the gas and trying to have fucking wind power or some shit like that. Just destroyed some of my oil, gas, investment type things. So that's why I started Crypto Hulk. But yeah. Here we are, Louis Vuitton. At Louis Vuitton, Pharrell Williams reveals the future living concept designed in collaboration with Not a Hotel. So there's a this is very Japanesey, and you've got the Louis Vuitton. You know, you go by in there to buy a bag, a woman's purse, it's like $3,000 or some shit. It's like, fucking don't go in there. Well, maybe every 2 or 3 years or something. The multi-hyphenate, so they're calling Pharrell Williams, the multi-hyphenate has turned architect for his latest project. It's called Drop House, which provided the centerpiece of his AW 2026 menswear show for Louis Vuitton in Paris. So Pharrell Williams, congratulations. He has an eye for style. I mean, he worked with some Japanese architects. Look what this motherfucker did. Pharrell Williams, this dude made a house that looks like this. Now, it's not technically a house. It's like a hotel room, but it's a house, but it's not a house, okay? These are rental properties. I don't want to call them a house. Pharrell Williams, the creative director of Louis Vuitton's menswear line, is a true multi-hyphenate designer. He's a designer. He's a musician. He's a producer. And as of now, he's an architect, having revealed a timeless future living concept. Wow, this is so cool. In the middle of his AW 2026 runway show, it was presented on January 20th in a specially constructed show space next to Foundation Louis Vuitton in Paris. Having also been teased on Instagram before the show, the building is a collaboration with Shinji Hamazu Tokyo. It's a company called Not a Hotel, okay? It's a DAO. It's got its own DAO, a DAO. It's a company that creates a series of vacation homes across Japan. These are vacation homes, which are architect designed and sold by fractional ownership. That's cryptocurrency. I'll tell you what the crypto is here later on. Rather than the typical renting of rooms, they wanted to signify that they were completely different from your regular hotel. They won an award in 2023 in February. Pharrell Williams and his close collaborator, Nigo, N-I-G-O, were announced as investors and creative advisors for the company with several projects in the works. So this little house that you can see is like inside of a building. You can see they got fake grass and stuff, but they're kind of showing you what it looks like, this little house. The building itself is titled Drop House, D-R-O-P-H-A-U-S, Drop House. House, that's Germany. Named for the way it finds inspiration in a droplet of water. Compressed glass walls mimic a water drop. The effect, says Williams, is that the lines between the home and the garden are blurred. He says the living space is one of an outsider design mindset, which is about reimagining disciplines around feeling, function, and cultural relevance. I grew up around water. I'm drawn to it. I build and create my best work. Let's see here. Drop House also features what's called homework. Like doing homework, it's a new furniture series whereby each object has 10% imperfection, whether in the irregular forms of undulated textured surfaces. Williams says he designed them to emphasize this as a place for living, reflecting this show as a pair. Let me see, scored by a live choir. Okay, so that's kind of the crypto. Let's get into a little bit of the nuts and bolts and the crypto on this. So what we're seeing here is this. This is just the starting. of when crypto takes off and creates billionaires and trillionaires. These are things that are going to be happening. They have crypto fractional ownership of these houses. And for some of you, I'm interested in something like this. Obviously not right now. But when I get rich and I don't give a fuck about how much, if I want to rent a little house room thing that in Japan somewhere, preferably in the summer, then I'll probably do something like this. So here it is right here. The company's called Not a Hotel. It was founded in 2020. It's a Japanese hospitality startup focused on designing and managing high-end vacation homes and villas. A villa would be like a mansion in scenic locations, emphasizing shared ownership models. This is where it's going. The company has expanded into hotel brands and international collaborations, blending architecture, design, and innovation. It operates primarily in Japan, but is planning expansion. So here's some of the people involved. Some guy named Shinji Hamazubi. Nigo is another person, a renowned Japanese designer named Nigo. He's worked with Louis Vuitton before and stuff. The Nigo House announced July 2024. It's going to be constructed in 2027, be all done and ready to go. Pharrell Williams, the singer and all that, he invested in this company in 2025. So they have something called Not a Hotel DAO. That's the name of the company, Not a Hotel DAO. It leads the Web3 crypto arm. Now, you've got banks involved in it. So this isn't just some crazy project. You got the Bank of Japan involved in this. Accenture. Accenture is one of the biggest payment companies in the world. It's a Ripple partner, and they're a Web3 business promotion. We are not in Web3 right now. Now, each of these cryptos is about $6 American dollars. So these are cryptos that are going to start off like they're pretty cheap right now, $6. But one day these things will be probably thousands a piece. You got the Bank of Japan, Accenture's involved. This is all Web3 stuff. So we're not there yet. So that's what this is. It's kind of ahead of its time, but it's involved with Web3. Now, there's a crypto called NAC, Nora Adam Charlie. It's a token utility crypto. You can't get it except in a certain place. I'll tell you where in a minute. And if you try to buy it somewhere, you're going to buy the wrong one. So you might as well just not even try. Let's get down to business. You've got world-class architects working for this company. And it lists the people here involved. I'm not going to get into all the people involved, what they built, ski resorts and shit. These are very, very high-end architects and construction companies involved with this. Not a Hotel integrates fintech and blockchain through its subsidiary, Not a Hotel DAO. So you have the main company. It's called Not a Hotel. Underneath that is Not a Hotel DAO, D-A-O. And they focus on Web3 driven luxury real estate. Okay, this arm enables fractional ownership and utility via crypto positioning. They get real world assets and they tokenize them out. That's what we got going on with this. They uses blockchain for NFTs representing ownership shares. So you can buy a certain amount of these tokens, and that would give you rental power to rent the hotel, the small little Not a Hotel. It launched a hotel brand called Heritage. So in Japan, if you guys want to look some of this up just for fun, it's called Heritage. It's Heritage. It looks like it's in all capital letters, and that's the name of the hotel that they launched a hotel brand. They have a ski resort that they designed. Started sales for something called Snowhetta Designed Villa in the Rosutski Ski Resort. So they have different places around the world. They're building these luxury hotels that are crypto based where you can own. You can stay at that hotel, but you got to own the crypto. Okay, this crypto company is aligned with Japan crypto regulations. The NAC crypto approved as the first real world asset in Japan. This is what it is. The NAC crypto approved as first real world asset. There you go. The DAO that they have, not a hotel DAO, is linked to 3 web incubators. Tane Labs is one. They've got Series B going on. Here's the banks you got involved. Sumitomo Mitsui Bank Corporation's involved in this. And these are all Ripple partners. Mizuho Financial Group, Sumitomo Mitsui Trust Bank, and others. Now, CoinCheck, I believe that's where you buy this at. It's called CoinCheck. Yes, that's the crypto exchange that you would buy. These are like non-fungible tokens, so it's not technically crypto. They're non-fungible tokens. It's called NAC. It's for trading and accumulation. Not a hotel core use case is fractional ownership of luxury vacation properties via blockchain. It blends real estate and real world assets with Web3 for accessible high-end hospitality, enabling ownership without full purchase. So you kind of own these properties, and the more money these properties make and the more valuable that property becomes, then obviously that crypto goes up in price. It's a collective ownership and use of properties. You can stake or lend your NAC to the DAO for rewards like free stays. You have 33 properties right now, 1,000 owners, and it's going to expand to heritage hotels. It reduces barriers to luxury real estate. So you're able to stay in who knows how expensive this house might cost, like $5 million home or something, and you have access to go and stay in there. And depending on how much of these cryptos you got, so it shows some of the partners, Louis Vuitton, CoinCheck, GMO Coin is a partner of them. Now, they do have a contract address. Let me give you it's an Ethereum contract address. Let me give you that. Okay, there's your contract address. The total supply of NAC tokens are 2.5 million. NAC was initially distributed via an internal exchange offering on the GMO coin December 2024. It's primarily traded on Japanese centralized exchanges with limited global availability. You can buy NAC with the Japanese yen or other supported material. They're talking about a GMO coin. I don't know what this GMO coin is. That might be like the coin you got to use to buy this NAC. Like you put in dollars, convert it into yen, get the GMO coin to buy this NAC coin. It's probably how it is, something like that. The project has discussed potential DEX listings for broader access, but none are live yet. If you add it in the future, you'd connect with an Ethereum wallet, MetaMask, Uniswap, something like that. I gave you the contract address. Maybe some of you might be able to find this coin out there. The only fungible token is the NAC coin. Its price on GMO coin, basically, it's $6.57 a piece. It has low liquidity, so it's hard to get. Now, you could, like right now, the rates are pretty low for staking. The annual yield's like 3%, like right now. Because everything is down right now, but they have something that caught my eye. They have a monthly plan here. It's called the Door Lottery. It's called the Door. If holding NAC without locking it up, you qualify for the monthly the Door Lottery for free lodging rights. So what happens is you stake your crypto. You can pull it out anytime you want. You're not paying interest. You can stake it. Then depending on how much you have every month, if there's a lottery that happens, so one ticket equals 10 of these NACs. So that would be $60. For every $60 in NAC, it costs 10 NAC to stake. Now, as time goes on, that NAC gets more and more expensive. So let's say NAC one day is $100 per ticket. Well, you've got, let's say 10 of them, you paid $6 a piece. In the future, these might be $100 or $500 a piece. You're going to have one ticket because you got 10, but other people might not even have enough. So what happens is this. I thought this one's kind of cool. You put it in their lottery where they hold it, and it's not locked up. You can pull it out whenever you want, no penalty. But if you hold it for a month, you get a certain amount of chances to win the lottery, depending on how much crypto you got in their pot. So you rack it up, you get a night, depending on how much money you got put into this thing. You might win one night every 2 or 3 months or 4 months, whatever it is. The rooms start at like $1,000 and go to $3,000 a night right now. So you might want to do this where you just let it ride. If you get lucky that particular month, bam, you got a free ticket. You got a free night stay at one of these places. So just a little fun with this one. Some of you guys will be interested in that. Some of you guys, if you're worth $500 million, and you will, you'd be like, fuck it. I'm going to put $1 million into some of these coins here and get free nights at this hotel. Okay. Done with that. We got 5 minutes. Oh, man. Central Bank of Iran. We'll finish off with Iran. 5 minutes we'll spend on Iran. Let me check the comments here real quick. Here's your next article. Iran just bought $500 million. No, $500 billion. Was it million? $500 million of Tether. Just saying. Let me check the comment section. Timeshare was the beta test. Stu Lavelle knows about this real estate stuff. Let me see some of Stu's comments. Buy the island. Stu Lavelle says, buy the island. Fractionalize the island. Goanna XRP, hello from Australia. Everything's beta tested before solutions are put in place. You know what I think? This whole tokenization, like, I'm telling you what, I think you're going to have all hotel companies, not just this. This is just the beginning. These people are in on it early. They got a ton of fucking money. Hey, if you got enough money to buy Louis Vuitton purses and shit, you don't have to worry about shit. You must have a lot of money. I really think the Hiltons, Conrad, all these top hotels, Waldorf Astoria, all of them, Omni, all of them are going to have, Estate X. We talked about that too, Estate X. I think we're going to see more and more. What you're seeing with this Louis Vuitton hotel thing, I think you'll have other high-end companies, we haven't even heard of some of them, come out with hotels, and you got to buy fractional ownership of where you own the hotel and you make money off it. Because these are things, look, when we get rich, we're going to want to diversify our crypto. Maybe you want to get real estate, but maybe you don't want to have to fix shit, right? If it breaks and something like that, maybe you just want to buy fractional ownership in a luxury hotel suite somewhere, and you use that crypto and stake it. Like, maybe you get fractional ownership of apartment complexes. Now you don't have to physically call the repair guy and make sure it's done. Other people, you just want to put money into some shit to diversify. So these are things that in the future, the reason I'm telling you all this, because that's what's going to happen. Let's look over at Iran really quick here. Iran's central bank bought 507 million Tether. There's a company called Elliptic. They traced more than 500 million in Tether, and they tied it to Iran's central bank, suggesting the stablecoin was used to manage foreign exchange pressures. Let's keep going here real quick. Elliptic said the move was a sophisticated effort to bypass global banking system and manage foreign exchange markets to support their money, the real. Maybe they're buying their own real to pump up the price of it, see? While the company said it cannot confirm whether the bank still holds the tokens, Tether said it can still freeze assets linked to illicit activity. The Central Bank of Iran bought $500 million of Tether for the purpose of manipulating foreign exchange markets. There you go. To bolster the value of the real. So what they did is they bought 500 million tethers or whatever they did, and they somehow used it to boost their own currency up. Elliptic said it uncovered the purchases through 2 leaked documents that allowed researchers to map out the central bank's wallet infrastructure, revealing a systematic accumulation of Tether totaling at least $500 million. It indicates a sophisticated strategy to bypass the global banking system. The United Nations put punishment sanctions on Iran in 2025, reinstating those related to the country's nuclear program that had been lifted in 2015. Chainalysis, let's see here. We are seeing an increase. Look at this. We are seeing an increase of the US dollar stable coins for sanction evasion, and there involves Iran, Russia, North Korea. So these countries, Iran, Russia, North Korea, are using United States dollar stable coins to get around punishment. They're using crypto to bypass the paper dollar. I want you guys to see this right here, okay? This is very important, what we're seeing right here. This is how it's all of it's evolving. It's shifting. That's why I'm reading this article, to show you the paper dollar. They're not using that because they can't get access to it. So now they're using crypto. Tether is backed by the dollar, and these other ones, Circle, is backed by the dollar. The Ripple Labs stablecoin is backed by the dollar. What we're going to see here, this is important because it's showing us we're going to move into a cryptocurrency global. That's what we're doing here. We're seeing this happen right here. We all know that Russia and Ripple are partners. I'm not going to show all the evidence. Russia and Ripple have been partners for like 10 years. Ripple helped make the Russian ruble digital currency, the crypto. I've shown all the evidence for this. No other channel has this evidence. What I'm showing you here is for all I know, maybe Iran already worked with Ripple already with North Korea. Who knows? I wouldn't hold it past any of this stuff. I will just show you like what is going on with that. Very, very interesting what we got. All right, that'll do it. We're at the 1 hour and 1 minute mark. I'm going to open up the show to the $5 group and then the free show after that. We got a time of 6 o'clock p.m. Okay. And I'm going to work on tomorrow morning's program, Friday morning show at 7 a.m. Pacific. Let's see how far I get. I'll see you in the next one.